Hi and welcome. You are meant to be here. If you're here or you're looking at this later, please know that you are meant to find this. Well, today is a very different day. I'm off the topic that I was speaking about in a way, and yet I'm talking about family today. Family is very sacred and important to me, and some wouldn't think that or seem to believe that, but it's absolutely true. So in my journey and talking story, we are at wait, we are at Destiny's Place for Grace and remembering the true you of us. And oh, I had a few tears thinking about family. Yes. And we give back that way. In certain cultures, they do. And we don't put our family away. More so we do now because life has changed so much. But certain cultures still, I believe, do leave their family, the elders with the younger generations, and we learn so much from the wisdom of elderly people. So my conversation today is about my family a little bit. And I was on YouTube the other night, and there was this very wintry scene, and it was a dark and like a blue midnight sky. And it was a beautiful piece of music. I don't remember I can't share what station it was, but I started reading all of the comments. And this one individual, I don't know if it was I don't even remember the handle. And if you're watching, because I did leave a message saying, come join here. And maybe this might help you, this uh, podcast. And so, anyway, the it was a wintry scene with snow and a long path and a journey, and that's really what we're on in this life. It's a full length journey. It's a movie. I believe everybody has books and music and movies in them. We are the creators of our lives. And anyway, so this young person, 35 years old, was saying they didn't think they could go on without the parents because uh, I'll say she still lived with her parents at 35. So I left her a few words of advice and told her, as I said, to come here. And so I'll share my story with my parents. In 2021, in October, and it didn't, I was writing a book, and my book that I am writing now, a trilogy, and I pray that that comes to fruition very soon. Um, Dancing My Wild Spirit. And then I have subtitles that really pertain to each of the very many experiences in my life. And I shared with this person that uh, you don't need to be concerned because spirit, your parents, even after they're gone, are always with you. So what I was saying was in October of 2021, I was in my office space. I'm in my kitchen space. And so I was in the office space and I had been up like 2 days, 48 hours, and the circumstances were even beyond that I'm sharing because I had uh, stem cell injections in my neck, in my back, and I $20,000 worth, and my sister paid out of the goodness of her heart. So I was up and I was doing a live video in Australia, so the time difference was really incredibly many hours, 14, I believe. I just looked that up recently to know someone I know is someone is in some people live in Australia. And so what happened was I fell because I had a mirror that I had paid like $35, $45 when I was selling jewelry. And I didn't want to see the mirror go down because my kitty cat, Maximus the Warrior, I renamed him that. Uh, he was going, and I was not SpaghettiOs, I was eating Chef Boyardee ravioli. Imagine that in the can, I'm Italian. Anyway, Yeah, I didn't remember that part. But anyway, so I fell, and the way I fell were my legs like wide out on the ground, on the floor, on tile, and I was in pain and I couldn't get to the phone. It was a long process. And I was in pain and I decided to move my leg. And I actually heard the bone crack because you're not supposed to move people when they're in that kind of situation, but I couldn't help it. So I moved to try to move, and then I couldn't move. So I moved back. To make a long story short, I had emergency surgery, and that $20,000 stem cell. I was told you can't have radiation for like 6 months, no X-rays, and I wouldn't let them in the hospital when they took me. Finally got there. I wouldn't let them take an X-ray, and I was like, no, 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 and it was a big long the doctor called and said, this is a freaky thing, but you need an X-ray. They're telling me that your something is broken. And so we had the X-ray, and then I thought that all the stem cell wasn't going to help. And I was so upset because of my sister paying all that money out of pocket, out of the just love for me. So, and then it was no December. So I had been, in healing after the surgery, and the first surgery, and then I had another surgery not even 3 months later in December. And I didn't think of it until more recently that those dates coincided with my parents' death. October was my dad, and December was my mom. And to me now, I believe it was a message saying they you they're with me all the time, because there's no the veil is very thin, in which beyond this life on earth, heaven is here. Heaven is in our heart, because our hearts remember the love and like when I think of garlic and lemon, I think I'm like, Dad, I know you're cooking with me. And, so those are the things and the way they go. And so this individual at 35, I was trying to explain, do not be frightened about the future, because it's always provided for you. It's happening for us and not to us. And as much as I had a hard time sometimes believing that, and so where am I going with this? It looks like the journey is not quite easy, and my life has been quite challenging. God gave me a lot of things to cope with: mental health, diversity, uh, diversion, PTSD, all these aspects. And, I lived with my parents a very long time. And I did once move and begin a new life in a new place in my own home. But it didn't work out. There was lots of reasons, but because I left my job and I was on disability from 1999, July 1. And I always thought I'd go back, and I did twice, and then, worked part time on disability, and things just were challenging. And I loved going back to my parents with them. So I was with them a very long time, but during the end portion of their life, before they passed, my father lived till 88 October. They told him we were told, we went into hospice in New York and Calvary in the Bronx. And the doctors said, 3 days, and that's about all, my dad would survive. But it was like 30, and the doctor came in about 2 weeks before, uh, I guess at that time, and said, to my mom, because I used to tell him every night, Daddy, go to the light, Daddy, go to the light. But he wasn't going to leave until he was assured that my mother was okay. And so the doctor told her, you've got to tell your husband that it's okay for him to go. And to make a long, less tearful story be expanded, my mom told my dad, Charlie, I'm afraid to leave. And he started crying, she said, because I went down to the chapel and she was in there with him alone. But my mom tells me everything. She tells me everything. Tell me, mom. So she said, Charlie, are you afraid to leave? And the tears started coming. She said, don't worry about me. Are you worried about me? She said. And the tears got more. And she said, don't worry about me. Go see your mother and father and brother. They're waiting for you. And and then, the day transpired the way it was, happening always that month long. And what happened was my mother, the next day, I think, was a day that I was supposed to go into the city with a position that I was working at with a chiropractic office, and we were scheduled to go have a limousine, and all the girls that worked in the office, like 5, 7 of us, whatever it was. And you know, I wanted to run to the hospital because what happened was the first hour or two after my mother told him that his blood pressure dropped very low, and my mom had to take. To make a long story short, I hope I'm making sense now because it's very personal to me. And what happened was she had to take the service to the bus because I was planning on going, and I wasn't going to the hospital and driving her that day. And so some service that New York offered, I forgot what you call it. And so my mother was en route to get to my dad, and everything she said were obstacles. Like a woman forgot her umbrella, and the bus had to wait, and I was at home, and we got the call that my dad died, but he died alone. And people say that you choose to either die alone or with your family. The way family surrounds, the person when they're leaving, that's the most beautiful and ideal. But people plan the way they want to leave, and my father wanted to leave alone. My mother got there like minutes when everybody was waiting outside for her. And yeah, and then my brother raced down there, and he said, "Don't come, Camille," because I wanted to drive to the Bronx. And so anyway, my surgeries. So then in December, my back, I needed emergency back surgery because from the October fall, the way I fell, my lower spine I was told was, it painted this awful picture about what the rest of my life was going to be. And so of course I said within 28 2 days we had to get surgery, and we had surgery ASAP. And then so the dates of December was the actual dates. I trying to make that connection. I'm trying to be cohesive here. So the October date was the date that my dad died, and the December date was the date that I had the absolute surgery. So it tells me in synchronicities and ways that my parents were still with me, and what was happening in my life, what is happening in my life, is meaning to happen. And I somewhere lost my trend of thought. But I'm talking about the person that I saw. I hope you're here and you catch this. And I want to be mindful of your time. And I don't think anybody's here because it says welcome to the chat, but nobody's chatting, which is fine. And so my name is Camille Titoni, and I am a spiritual guide and coach, and a love coach, actually, and an energy master, and everything is energy. And that's the energy that we have in our heart, that we're, solid mass. And but energy is the air and everything, and we are a new universe every day. And spirit has always communicated with me in ways that I personally understand, and that's what they do for you. You associate something with something, like, let's say, this blue pen or this green pen. It's, to me, it's, I just said blue, but to other people it might be aqua, green, or it's so personal. The synchronicities, what they mean to you and what they mean to other people. But then there's books on, like, I always look up the spiritual meaning of everything, because there are specific ways. Like all cultures have different meanings about um, what it means to know that, it's our journey. It's a opportunity to be on this planet, to be in school, and then go to sleep at night, and you're in the university, and you're traveling all over the place. I know I have had prophetic dreams that were prophetic to me, and elsewise worldwide, I felt, because humanity means so much to me. It really, really does. Every human being is, we are connected. And really, the universe, God, whatever the highest holy uh, uh, aspect you can believe about the higher powers, uh, it it's real. It's absolutely, I surrender every day to a higher. Jesus is always the center of my heart. And there's so many practices. And this is what I'd like to teach over time, with whomever joins my course. And that's partly why I'm doing this. It was like another opportunity to share and give value and story and connect. I was hoping. And I am connecting on YouTube. And maybe I'll teach my courses on you. I don't know. But, you know, uh, we can't do everything for free. And I'll just leave it at that. So, did I make sense in that story that when I fell, um, in October, that was my dad's anniversary, and my mom's in December, and they're always with me. And here I am living alone, and hearing that, as my brother and sister are both older, I'm older, and connection and trust is everything about where you're going, what you're doing, who you're doing it with, and when you're doing it. And life leads us to very many blessings in life. Every blessing is for us, and we are a blessing and be a blessing to others. And that's what service and teaching and coaching is about. And yeah, I can go long. I can talk a lot, and I don't mean to talk about me. I'm really trying to let people through these videos, and lives, live, live action. Um, yeah, discovering their inner self and their truth about life. And I just see, this is going to evolve. I really hope that it does, because I really want to tell you that I see young people not happy. And that's really why I started it, because I see the culture of the world, and especially here, because that's what I know mostly, the United States. It's like, there people are the suicide. I put that in other prior videos, statistics about suicide and depression. I've been there, done that. Don't take yourself so seriously. It means that you will survive. You do get through. And you know, uh, life is a gift, and I want to be in it to win it, and I want to succeed in my life, and I'm still working toward it. It's never too late. It's never, never say never, because it never ends. Life is eternal. We are all uplifting to a higher dimension. Who knows the number of height? I believe the 17th dimension is our possibility, not only the fifth dimension. With the dolphins and because everything has a beauty, and nature is a gift. And I have a bucket list. And what's your bucket list? Keep a I never had one before, but it is good, because those are goals you want to get to and achieve. And anyway, so that 12:20. I want to value your time, and I don't much. I could stay all day here live, but you can't. So I can't. I have so many things to do to achieve still, and I'm gonna say, catch the next episode. I don't know when it'll be, but I will be here. I believe, and my parents too, right here with me, and just living life, loving life, and being your true self, and remembering who the true self and the wisdom within you is, because love is always in bloom when we choose love. Love never dies. And there you go, that never. At one point, I was like, never, never, never is a bad word, but never give up, never lose love, never stop caring, never stop giving, never stop serving. It's a spiritual energy that we are all in. And life is beautiful. Thank you. Oh, was that me giving me? I was giving myself a heart. I thought someone was here. All right, I'm ending the stream. I thank you. It's Friday, it's the weekend. Make it a fun weekend and enjoy everything you do in every moment. You deserve that. Thank you. Ciao for now. Oh, I'm here.